Everyone, it's Libby from Maister Tarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Worimi First Nations people. It's WORIMI, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides, and the universal energies. Absolute pleasure to have you along. So, entertainment only, and I touched on this in an earlier reading today. I'm going to just run through with you uh, the basics, some very, very, very basics of learning tarot. Now, a few of you have asked whether I do lessons, etc. No, I don't. I have taken lessons, but I found for myself the path forward was very much about just learning my own path and listening to my own guides. So I just want to go through how I learnt and also some spreads that you might be able to use that you can then change to fit your own personal way of reading or the way your guides tell you to actually read. So I have no idea what I'm going to do here, but let's have a look anyhow. So the decks I'm going to use is my Smith Waite Centennial Edition Tarot deck. It's a very basic Rider-Waite Smith deck with but showing the beautiful artwork. I'm going to use two other decks as well. I'm going to use the Light Seers deck and I'm going to use the Runic Tarot deck, just to show that when you're drawn to use different decks, if you follow your intuition, you can get different meanings in regards to what the cards are actually telling you. Now, we always do start with the entertainment only, and I'm not going to use this deck today, but I do have this deck. I have actually found that this guidebook, out of all the guidebooks that you get sent to you with different tarot decks, I have found this one to be the absolute best for me. So this is very much about what works for you. I'm not going to tell you how to interpret the cards. I'm not going to tell you how to read the cards. I'm not going to tell you what spreads to actually use. I'll give you a few basic ones, and then it's up to you to determine your own path, because your relationship with your guides is between you and your guides. Not between you and me, it's between you and your guides. So it's about trusting your intuition and following your path. So the very first card we've got here, which I'm just going to show uh, what I'm talking about in this Mystical Manga guidebook. It's a different card than the Rider-Waite Smith fill, but it comes with this blurb here. And I found this blurb to be just using the Fool, the first card in the deck. The Fool is the adventurer, the hero in this journey, and in archetypical type, he is the new soul ready to incarnate on Earth. He doesn't have much to bring with him. In fact, we don't know for sure what he carries in his bag, possibly containing innate abilities, the knowledge of his soul purpose, his steps into the unknown with his faithful canine companion. What does the loyal dog represent? We don't know that either. One idea is it's the Fool's intuition connected to the web of the physical universe. So it then goes on with divination, meanings, advice, and if it's reversed. Now, I personally don't read reverse. My very, very first mentor, who did not teach me tarot, but he was interested in tarot, he has come to me, he had passed 15 years ago, has come to me a couple of times with advice over the years. But the very, very first advice when I was looking at tarot was there's enough negative cards in the deck that one does not need to read reversed. But again, it's between you and your guides. If your guides choose for you to read reverse, then absolutely go for it. Now, the meanings, the divination meaning, a new beginning, the need for courage and faith, and taking a step that some would consider foolish. The advice, listen to your instincts and do things you want to do, even if you're scared to do them. But if it's reversed, am I following my true intention or am I being foolish? Now, it's up to you whether you read the reverse or whether you trust your instincts when you pull the card out upright as to whether you're getting that reversed meaning or not. Because you'll notice when I read, sometimes I do get the being foolish, stepping off a cliff, and that's because I'm listening to the intuition of my guides. So, where do I go with this? I have absolutely no idea, but let's get started because I don't teach, but a few of you have asked me. Now, when I very, very first started out, I went through a book like this, and I went through the other books with my other decks that I had, and I pulled out the key words that I that resonated with me in regards to the meanings of the cards. So this is my list for the well thumbed, but it's been in the drawer for a long time now. This is when I really, really first started. I drew up a list of the key words for each major arcana. For example, using the Fool again, new beginnings, faith, courage. The moon, secrets exposed, murky underbelly, howling at the moon, etc. This is just for me going through the various books, pulling out the key words. I then also wrote down what the keys in regards to the actual suits. So we had wands, communication, career, passion and planning, or plans and passion, and what each number signifies. So the 2 in any suit, patience and planning. The 5 in any suit, conflict, infighting, abuse of power, lies, dishonesty, etc. So also I wrote down the very bottom with the different suits, was any that specifically leapt out to me. For example, the cups with the cups are about emotions, relationships, creativity. This is what I pulled out. This is from reading the various books, but the 9 was the smug merchant, the wish fulfillment. However, as I went along with my listening to my intuition, I have added to these meanings. I haven't written them down because I'm way beyond this particular cheat sheet. So I also added to that, be careful what you wished. Wish for getting all your cups lined up in a row or your ducks lined up in a row, etc. So this is what I'm saying. Make yourself a cheat sheet. Go through the books, pick out the keywords, make yourself a cheat sheet. And then I went through also, made a cheat sheet for the court cards. So, for example, the pages. Pages are young, energetic, and they are messengers. So then again, for the page of wands was the orator, skilled orator, the ideas of plenty and the communicator. For the swords, uncovering the truth and curiosity, etc. So again, another cheat sheet that I made up. I mean, if you want to sort of steal my cheat sheet, feel free to pause and just copy it out for yourself. I'm not going to post them anywhere because goodness knows where they are. They're as old as the hills and have been sitting in my drawer for ages. So that's what I'm recommending is read the books, learn the by rote meaning in short form. So that's what those cheat sheets are, short form for what the meanings were to me when I was reading the culmination of the various books. There are some that just stood out to me, meanings that stood out to me. This is my guides talking to me, through me, that stood out to me more than some of the other meanings that were shared in particular books. So, for example, I've got these 2 cards. 10s are about an end of a cycle, but it can be emotional fulfillment. But during the election, I allocated this card as the voter card. The voters actually casting their votes. So again, you can allocate meanings to cards when you're reading on particular topics. That's between you and your guides. But emotional fulfillment, joy, happy families, bringing something to a completion, where there is unity, where there is community. And then we've got the moon card here. And now, if you look at all the various elements on the moon, you've got the 2 pillars of wisdom, you've got the path that needs to be travelled, that is a treacherous path, you've got the the lobster or crayfish or whatever it is coming out of the water, bringing with it knowledge and intuition. You've got the wild dog and the tame dog. This is about the domestic side of humanity and the wild side of humanity. And then you've got the eclipsed moon bringing full exposure. So again, I'm not going to tell you what that card means to you. And what I find often when I'm doing readings is that I will notice different aspects of a card. So I know the by rote meaning. We've got strength, we've got compassion, we've got taming the beast, etc. with the strength card. So I know the by rote meanings, but it depends on the context of the reading. So example, fully exposed or just childish joy. A lot of meanings there as well. But it's about what the card means to you and the meaning that you allocate. Now I'm going to show you a couple of spreads, and I'm going to show you how these spreads differ. So I'm going to show you the basic Celtic cross that then you'll notice that I always add to, and then we have the 3-2-1, and then I'm going to show you David from Tarot by the Bay, his a couple of his spreads because they're quite simple to learn. But this is very much about learning what works for you. If you want, you'll notice Denise from Denise Knight Divination does. She uses the Lenormand cards and different sort of cards that I can't remember, and she does like a 9 box. But if in the tarot, and the middle card is the signifier, but if that speaks to you, use that spread as well. Laurie from The Way of Positive Change uses an extended Celtic cross in a different manner as well, and I know from Colleen from Cool Crone uses that particular spread and allocates meanings for the position. So it's very much about Danny Shea uses the extended Celtic cross as well, but he's got the internal and external energies around the different ways than what I do, because for me the external energy is the most powerful, that then influences the internal energy. So I'll show you a couple of really basic. I'll run through them, but then I'll also show you, I've got using the other 2 decks to show you how the meaning can change depending on the deck that you are drawn to. So let's have a quick look. You need to actually shuffle because we're not reading on anything in particular. But I'll start with the basic Celtic cross. So the signifier card, the card that signifies the here and now, the energy that whatever you're reading on is in at this time. So I'm not going to tell you the meanings of the cards. You can look them up if you want. I'm not asking any particular question. So this is the energy that is there at this time that the particular topic that you're reading on is sitting in. And then we have the challenge card. So the challenges that they're facing. Now this crosses the energy that they're sitting in at the moment, and we've got the challenge, what is challenging the energy that they're in at the moment. At the foundation, oh gosh, look at this major arcana I'm pulling here. At the foundation, we've got, this is the foundation of the position that they're in at the moment, whatever it is that you're reading on, or it can be the energy that they're stewing in. So there's a couple of different meanings there. Again, feel free to look them up. I think we can just about always say that this is the past position over here, and this is the reason why it's called a Celtic cross, because it is a cross. I might move you up so there's a little bit more room. And then we have at the top, this can be the potential future, or it can simply be the energy that is, because cards on the top have more power in regards to the energy. So some read, I think Marianne from Revealing Light has this as the potential future. I read it as the energy that is influencing all of this. Hard work behind the scenes happening. Money trails. Gee, I wonder what this reading is on. Okay. And then we have on this side, and this is what's called the Celtic cross, this is the potential near future. For me, this is the potential near future. Again, other readers have this position as similar, but just trying to think what some of them read it as. But, basically you allocate your position. Because I have this as the overriding energy, this is my potential near future. Those that have this as the potential near future have a different meaning for this position. So just watch and take note of viewers that you seem to resonate with as to what they allocate the positions as. But as I said, it's very much between you and your guides as to how you read the cards. And if anyone tries to tell you differently, they're not teaching you. They're not, don't listen to them, because that's how they resonate with their guides, not how you do with yours. Now, I have here the external energy. Others have this as the internal. And I have here, so for me, this is external, this is internal. Again, it's up to you if you want to have it round this way or a different way. But I also know some readers have these cards like this. So for me, this is how I lay them. And then I have the hopes and fears is there. This is in regards to the issue, what the hope is, what the fear is. And then I have however many cards I need for the what the outcome is holding. Goodness me, I wonder what I was thinking about there. I think you guys, my beautiful viewers, will know what I was thinking about. And because I'm a storyteller, some readers stop at 3. Some stop at 1. I choose to keep going because I read in a storytelling manner in regards to this Celtic cross. Again, some do the cards laying like this, and then they stop at the 1. I simply just go for the bigger spread because I am a storyteller reader, rather than strictly sticking with a spread. And I often use the base. This is the energy that we're stewing in right now. This is the energy that is happening right now, which is different from the energy that this is the here and now. This is the going forward. This energy of the here and now is different from this one. This is the energy that they're stewing in. This is the here and now on the base for me. Okay, so that's one spread. I'll show you a couple of others. And again, it's up to you to choose what resonates with you. You'll notice I often do a 3-2-1, but then again, the storyteller gets in the way. This is again something I noticed that some readers were doing, and it just resonated with me. I don't even know why I'm shuffling. So you go 3, which is giving you the overall story, and then you've got what's goodness, card of the month. What am I reading on here? It's coming down to a culmination. So this is the energy behind the scenes, what's coming out of that energy out of behind the scenes, and this is the end result. Again, being the storyteller, I keep going. Or it can go this way, in that this is the energy of the moment, this is what's going to come out of the energy at the moment, and this is what is going to be the result. So again, it's very much personal choice. Now, give a quick shuffle because that's what I do. It's a habit. I noticed from David and Gary from Tarot by the Bay and Twin Tarot, they use a different spread. I think that's one they learnt from Lena, where they've got the signifier, the challenge, past, the current energies, the past, the current energies, can't remember what it is, I'm sure if you watch them, you'll find out the lesson to be learnt and the outcome. And then they have, again, this is the energy behind everything. I should have watched them to work out what that card is. This might just be the energy that's over this particular reading. So again, and they stop there, which is fine. Personally, I would keep going with this card because, as I said, I'm a storyteller and I keep going. And if I keep going, yeah, there we go. But they don't. So and this is the energy behind the scenes. So that's a spread that Gary and David use. They also use a spread where they've got the signifier. I'll show you signifier. Again, it's just whatever resonates with you. They have the Gary and David, they'll have a signifier, and then they will have the 3 cards below. So the signifier, potentially the challenge, the past, the future. I'm not, depending on how they read it, on the given day, and then again they have the energies underneath. So they again stop at those 4 cards. Right, what other spreads do we have? Oh, okay, thank you. Denise Knight does the 9-box square with the Lenormand, the Lennies. You can do that with the tarot if you want. So she'll have 1. So this is the signifier card, and she will do the cards like this. And where cards are touching, they influence each other. Where cards knight to each other influences the cards. So very much she would have, in regards to this, now she uses the Lenormand rather than the tarot in this, but I'm just using it as an example. And then you can continue going out if you wish, depending on, oh, I don't know what that's a extra card that came with the deck. But the signifier, the starting point is the Page of Wands. The starting point is the centre card. You might then read this 9 box. You might then take this as the centre card and read this 9 box, and then take the centre card and read this 9 box. And she allocates, for example, Biden. I think that's the only king we've got there. We haven't got a queen. But yes, so this is a message coming out. This is a through line here, a harsh truth, a message coming about mercenary actions. This is knighting to this, so the message is going to be burdensome. This is knighting to this card. She often does past, present, and future as well. This knighting to this card about packing up the truth and moving forward. If we go to the Fool, the through line here, packing up the truth and moving forward, the foolishness about contracts and agreements, something being stopped or sacrificed, bringing about a new beginning, a new opportunity, and again, knighting, and again, cards that are touching. So again, that's something, another way to read if that is of interest to you, if that's something that piques your guides. Now, I also have this other deck. This is my own. It's a storytelling deck. If you like the look of it, it's available in the more ... down below on Etsy. If you send anywhere other than Etsy, it's not me. Let's have a look. So these are storytelling decks. There's 80 something cards. I can't remember. A lot. But for me, these are about telling a story. So I lay them out. Well, the security, the devil, somebody's going to go forward via, and for me, I read the story because they're going to be really angry about something. The feminine energy, bullseye, the swamp, a leap of faith with the empty glass is the key. Something's going to take bravery on the world stage. So for me, these are more about the imaging. At the bottom, there is a tiny, tiny little word. You don't need to use the word. Danny Shea calls this the wind-up plot card. I've got another one where it's the networking card, but he calls it dog sniffing the bum card. So there's a lot of cards in this deck with all sorts of meanings. I'm just looking for that particular card that Danny finds very humorous. But, again, these are purely about storytelling. I'm not finding it. It's probably there right at the beginning. Again, there's the destruction card, breaking something down. Again, you can use these cards in numerous ways. I'll just show you quickly the Denise's layout, again using these particular cards. I'll start at the top so they're all fresh. She'll start with an ending. There's rebuild, yes, something big, communication, past, and positive energy, foreign, convoluted path. So again, she can lay them out like this and come up with, starting at the center, an ending coming, and then read the nine box, and can keep going out depending on how far you want to go. So you can either, my method is to story tell across the lines. Denise's method is to story tell from the center outwards. There are a main male and a main female in there as well, and you can allocate it to whomever you are reading on at that time. Crossroads, the world. What else have we got? There's the main male, the king, go. They're very easy cards, light bulb moment, ideas, etc. The inventions, depending on what you're reading on. So it's very much between you and your guide. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a spread. I'll do a basic Celtic cross, and then I'm going to pause you while I pull out the same cards from the Light Seers and the Runic Tarot and just show you how, depending on the deck that you're using, the meaning can change. So it's very much about your guides will choose for you to use a particular deck. Okay, my dark money behind the scenes, and we've got the steel, the abuse of power. The foundation is beaten and battered, but the walls are so a lot of information coming out that's going to leave somebody battered and bruised, but the guardrails and boundaries stand firm in the past, a gift from the past, planning the reading, unexpected out of left field, and a harsh truth coming forward. Gee, I wonder what what I've been reading on lately. Okay, so I'm just going to pop those there, and I'm going to bring you up, and I'll pause, and I shall get the same cards from the other two decks just to show you how the meaning can change. So I'm going to bring you up and pause, and I shall be back in a second. Hang on. Okay, got them sorted. So I'm just going to show you again using my Light Seers deck and using the Runic Tarot how the meanings can change depending on the deck that you choose. So come on down. Some of them are similar, but some of them are different. So using the Light Seers Tarot, I'm just going to lay them over. So we had Three of Pentacles here. The Three of Pentacles is very, in the traditional deck, is working together, skilled, working together to create something beautiful, giving advice, etc. Pentacles, they can mean health, they can mean wealth, they can mean opportunities. So the Three of Pentacles here, it's more of a together, working together, whereas this one you've got the two figures telling the craftsman how to do his job. What's with this particular, I'll just move that out of the way. With this particular card, it's very much about three people working together to create something beautiful. Some people see this as a stop-go, slow down traffic light, but however you like to put it, it's very much about equally working together, whereas this one's more of a lopsided working together. Challenged by the Five of Swords. Now, you've got this dude here on the battleground picking up the swords, making off with them. The others have sort of thrown theirs down in disgust and are leaving. You've got these raggedy dark clouds over the top. But yeah, others walking away in despair, and you've got this smug so and so here stealing all the swords. Now, swords can mean truth, they can mean honesty, they can mean intellect, they can be uh, um, air energy in regards to internet, etc. Lots of different meanings. Again, make yourself up a cheat sheet. But in this particular deck, the um, the card is more about an internal anguish, internal truths, internal abuse rather than external. And by releasing and changing that internal soundtrack that's in your mind or whatever, this is more about mental health issues. It's about also about releasing and embracing the light, but it doesn't come without pain. There's a little bit, there's blood on the ice there, doesn't come without pain. So again, different meaning depending on the deck. The card here, the Nine of Wands, back up against the wall, battered and bruised, wounded warrior, messages coming out. But in this particular deck, the Lightseer's deck, this is about defiance. So whereas this one's more defeated to a degree, this one's about lighting your message and putting up a boundary, a do not cross boundary, and standing defiantly behind that boundary. So again, different meaning depending on the deck. In the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith, you've got the simplicity of the past. It's an emotional card. It's giving a gift. It can mean naivety or childlike. This one's more about, again, it's very much, for me, it's about loyalty, and it's about finding comfort in the memories of the past, etc. So we've got that there. Page of Cups, something unexpected out of left field. For me, in the Lightseer's Tarot. So yeah, talking to a fish, something unexpected, emotional messaging, or just bringing forward something that's unemotionally unexpected. For me, this is more about pigs can fly. It's about something unexpected that is bought with integrity and it is bought with love, and it's about dreaming big. And if you do, pigs can fly. Danny Shea has a different meaning for that one. He sees it as being cut in half. So, but also, and again, Knight of Swords, charging into battle, rash, rapid, the horse looking very anxious. For me, this is very, in this particular deck, it's very much about making the decision, fast movement forward, getting on your bike, basically, and moving forward rapidly. And again, swords, truth, honesty, wisdom, can be technology, can be medical knowledge, not health. Health is quite different. Health is pentacles. This is about wisdom and knowledge. So again, depending on the deck, and if we use the Runic Tarot, the first card we've got out, the Three of Pentacles, very different energy to this one. This card is about three people working together to create something that is beautiful. This one, in the Runic Tarot, you've got some dude who looks really, really angry, smashing out his craft, creating something from different energy. So that's what I'm saying. It's a different energy card. Uh, a craftsman looking really angry and creating something beautiful, but remembering that it is a implement of war in the Runic Tarot. The Runic Tarot is based on Norse mythology, but he's working by himself. He's working by himself and he's looking really cross about it. So the Five of Swords we've got there, again, very different energy. This is about internal anguish. This is about doing work within. This is about the truths that we tell ourselves that need questioning. This is about burning the village down and taking off with the goods. This is about decimation. This is about destruction and taking off with the truth and leaving destruction in the wake. Nine of Wands, again, we've got the Defiance, so we've got the battered and bruised, we've got the Defiance. The third option we've got here with the Nine of Wands is more of a contemplation card, contemplating it almost looks like a spiritual boundary or a metaphorical boundary, because this ain't going to stop nobody, these 9 wands here. So it looks, to me, it's more like consideration of a metaphorical or a historically agreed upon boundary. In the past, very much going back to simpler times where it's going back to what is really important, going back to family, or remembering also that family doesn't necessarily mean you're blood related. We're going back to what is really important. Page of Cups, again, quite different. She's offering up this cup to the gods. You've got the tsunami in the background, or the huge wave in the background that's coming to swamp her. So again, offering up something emotional, but going to be taken by surprise in the background. And then the Knight of Swords, a little bit similar, charging in, but different look on the horse in this one. In the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, the horse is going, what the heck are you up to? This knight knows exactly what he's doing. So very much depending on the deck that you are choosing alters the meaning of the cards. One of my favourite from the runic tarot that has a completely different meaning, if I can quickly find it, is the Five of Cups. Now, if you think about the Five of Cups in the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith deck, it's the dude standing there looking at, I haven't pulled it out, it's the dude standing there looking at the 3 spilt cups, not moving, no action, the 3 spilt cups while there's still 2 cups standing behind him. In this particular deck, the Five of Cups is more about emotional corruption and disregard for human life. If you have a look here, the cups that are getting tipped over, it's got humans spilling out of them. So it's more of, and the figure that is doing the spilling, the face is half decomposed. So again, very different meanings depending on the deck, because you've got the corruption, the emotional corruption happening there, more than just loss itself. So hopefully that's a help for a start for some of you. It basically just comes down to is choosing, trying different decks, different spreads, seeing what appeals to you, what resonates with you. I've bought decks that when I've opened them that I thought they would like, and I've had them in my hands and I've had a play. When you get a deck, unpackage the deck and look at every single card, have a play with them and see whether they resonate with you. I've had some that I've bought and that may have come recommended or not, but when I get them out and I have them in my hands and I look at them, that they're just not for me. That's just how it is. Don't take it personally. You'll find some decks will resonate and some won't. So I forgot one card there. It's very much about what works for you and your personal connection with your guides and how they choose to speak through you. So I hope that makes some sense for you and encourages you to actually get your cards out and have a play. I won't tell you how to read them. I won't tell you what decks to use. It's very much, and I will say it again, it is between you and your guides and very much about personal connection. So I'd love to hear your comments in regards to that, but basically read the books that come with the decks that you've bought, or look online for them. I prefer a book. I'll then go and sit out in the sun and pull out the cards and read the meaning for the book. But often I'll have when I made up my cheat sheets, I had about 3 books open, uh, and I would read the 3 books on the Fool, and I would pick out words that resonated with me, the meanings that resonated with me, and then made my cheat sheet. And then probably for the first dozen or so readings that I did, I had my cheat sheet sitting out of sight there as I was learning the process. But now I have a basic understanding, but also since then, the cards and my guides have told me what particular cards will mean for me. So I then read those cards in that manner. So don't let anybody tell you the relation that you need to have with your guides, with your cards. It is completely up to you. Go and explore, have fun, enjoy. That's what this is all about. Love to you all. Take care.